Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Book Lounge. If you've ever wondered why traditional rewards like money or recognition don't always lead to lasting motivation, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to uncover the groundbreaking insights from Drive, the surprising truth about what motivates us by Daniel H. Pink. In this audiobook, you'll learn how the old ways of motivating people, using carrots and sticks, are no longer effective in today's world. Pink reveals that the secret to driving real performance lies in tapping into our intrinsic motivations: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Imagine waking up every day excited to tackle your goals, not because you have to, but because you genuinely want to. That's the power of motivation done right. Whether you're looking to boost your own productivity, inspire your team, or understand how to get the best out of yourself and others, this video is packed with actionable insights that will change how you think about motivation forever. So stick around and get ready to unlock a whole new way of thinking that could transform how you approach your work, your life, and your passions. Let's jump in and start making motivation work for us. Chapter 1: The Rise and Fall of Motivation 2.0. For decades, society has operated under a simple assumption: reward good behavior, punish the bad, and people will do exactly what's expected. This system, what many call Motivation 2.0, has fueled workplaces, schools, and institutions for years. But there's a problem. It's outdated, ineffective, and in many cases, even harmful. This chapter unpacks why the traditional carrot and stick approach is crumbling. It was built for a time when work was routine, mechanical, and predictable, when following instructions was more valuable than thinking critically. But the world has changed. Creativity, innovation, and problem-solving now drive success, and external rewards often backfire, killing the very motivation they're meant to spark. Studies show that offering rewards for tasks requiring even minimal cognitive effort can actually reduce motivation. It narrows focus, discourages risk-taking, and stifles long-term passion. And punishment? It breeds resentment, fear, and compliance, never true engagement. So what's the alternative? There's a new understanding of motivation emerging, one that taps into something deeper, more powerful, and lasting. The old playbook is failing, and this chapter lays the foundation for a radical shift in how we think about drive, ambition, and performance. The question isn't whether Motivation 2.0 is broken, it's what will take its place. And the answer could change the way we work, lead, and live. Chapter 2: 7 Reasons Carrots and Sticks Often Don't Work. For years, we've been conditioned to believe that rewards drive performance and punishments correct behavior. But what if these tactics do more harm than good? This chapter breaks down 7 powerful reasons why the old-school carrot and stick approach often backfires, crushing creativity, reducing performance, and even encouraging unethical behavior. First, rewards can extinguish intrinsic motivation. When people are naturally interested in a task, dangling incentives can turn their passion into a transaction. The joy of doing something meaningful gets replaced by the expectation of a prize. Second, they can diminish performance. While rewards might work for simple, repetitive tasks, they often hinder complex problem solving. They create tunnel vision, narrowing focus and blocking out innovative thinking. Third, they can crush creativity. When people chase rewards, they take fewer risks. They stick to what's safe, avoiding unconventional ideas that could lead to breakthroughs. True innovation thrives in environments where experimentation is encouraged, not where people are just checking off boxes for a bonus. Fourth, they can foster short-term thinking. Rewards push people to seek immediate gains rather than build sustainable success. Employees focus on hitting monthly targets instead of long-term growth. Students cram for grades instead of actually learning. Fifth, they can encourage unethical behavior. When the focus is on the reward, people may bend the rules to get it. We've seen this in businesses where pressure to meet numbers leads to fraud, manipulation, or cutting corners. Sixth, they can become addictive. Just like any external stimulus, rewards create a dependency. When they stop, so does motivation. People stop performing, not because they don't care, but because the external push is gone. Finally, they can crowd out good behavior. When people are paid to do something they'd otherwise do out of goodwill, the moral satisfaction disappears. Generosity, teamwork, and purpose-driven effort are replaced by the expectation of a payout. So what's the alternative? The answer lies in understanding what truly fuels human drive. This chapter makes it clear. Lasting motivation doesn't come from bribes or threats, it comes from something much deeper. Chapter 2a, and the special circumstances when they do. While traditional rewards often undermine motivation, there are moments when they can be effective if used carefully and in the right context. This chapter highlights those exceptions where external incentives can actually enhance, rather than diminish, performance and engagement. First, rewards can work for routine, mechanical tasks. When a job is straightforward and requires little creativity, like data entry or repetitive physical labor, offering a clear reward can boost efficiency. Since there's no need for innovation, the risk of stifling creativity doesn't exist. Second, they can be useful as an initial spark. When someone is reluctant to start a task, a small incentive can help nudge them forward. The key, however, is to ensure that over time, they transition from external motivation to internal drive. For example, a child might start reading for a reward, but if the right books capture their imagination, they'll continue reading for the love of it. Third, unexpected rewards can reinforce positive behavior without diminishing motivation. The problem with most incentives is that they create an expectation. Once the reward disappears, so does the effort. However, if a reward is occasional and unexpected, it acts as a pleasant surprise rather than a controlling force. A spontaneous bonus or a genuine thank you can enhance morale without making people dependent on the prize. Fourth, they can offer clarity when tied to specific goals. If a reward highlights exactly what needs to be achieved without micromanaging the process, it can provide direction. A well-designed commission system, for instance, can help salespeople focus on targets without crushing their autonomy. Finally, rewards can signal appreciation rather than manipulation. When given as recognition for a job well done, they don't erode intrinsic motivation, but instead validate effort. The difference lies in intent. Are they being used to control behavior or to acknowledge and celebrate success? Used wisely, rewards can serve as tools rather than traps. The challenge is knowing when they help and when they hurt, because the wrong kind of motivation can steer people away from what truly drives them. Chapter 4, Autonomy. Control stifles motivation, but autonomy unleashes it. This chapter reveals a fundamental truth. People perform at their best when they have the freedom to direct their own work. When individuals are micromanaged, forced to follow rigid rules and schedules, they disengage. But when they're trusted to make decisions, take ownership, and carve their own path, something powerful happens. Creativity flourishes, productivity soars, and true engagement takes root. Autonomy isn't just about working without a boss breathing down your neck. It's about having control over 4 key areas: task, time, technique, and team. Task. People thrive when they have a say in what they work on. Companies that allow employees to dedicate time to passion projects often see groundbreaking innovations emerge. Take Google's famous 20% time, which led to products like Gmail and Google Maps. When people work on things they care about, they give their best effort, no external pressure required. Time. The traditional 9-to-5 model is outdated for many types of work. When people are judged by results rather than hours clocked in, they become more invested in their tasks. Whether it's flexible schedules or remote work, giving people control over when they work boosts both satisfaction and performance. Technique. Rules and procedures are necessary in some areas, but excessive oversight kills motivation. The best results often come when people are given a goal, but allowed to choose how they achieve it. This sense of autonomy fosters problem-solving and innovation, turning workers into creators rather than just followers of instructions. Team. People should have a say in who they collaborate with. When teams are formed based on shared goals and complementary skills, motivation and morale skyrocket. Forced teamwork, on the other hand, often leads to friction and disengagement. Autonomy isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for high performance. The best organizations, leaders, and educators understand that control breeds compliance, but freedom fuels true commitment. Give people the space to take ownership, and they won't just do more work, they'll do better work. Chapter 5, Mastery. Mastery is the deep, never-ending pursuit of excellence. It's what separates those who merely complete tasks from those who strive to get better every day. This chapter reveals why true motivation comes from the desire to improve, to push limits, and to become exceptional at what we do. Unlike rewards, which provide temporary satisfaction, mastery is an endless source of motivation. It's a mindset, a commitment to continuous growth. But achieving mastery isn't easy. It requires effort, persistence, and the willingness to embrace discomfort. One of the biggest hurdles? Mastery is an asymptote. You can get closer and closer to perfection, but you'll never fully reach it. That's what makes it so powerful. The pursuit itself is what keeps people engaged, hungry, and passionate. The best musicians, athletes, and innovators aren't driven by medals or money alone. They're fueled by the thrill of getting better, day by day. There are 3 key elements that drive mastery. 1, mindset. People who believe abilities can be developed through effort rather than being fixed traits are more likely to achieve mastery. This growth mindset transforms failure from something to be feared into something to be learned from. 2, grit. Mastery demands deliberate practice, the kind of focused, high-effort work that stretches skills beyond their comfort zone. It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart, continuously refining and adjusting. 3, flow. When skill level meets just the right level of challenge, people enter a state of flow. That feeling of being so immersed in a task that time disappears. It's in these moments that real breakthroughs happen, and mastery is forged. Mastery isn't reserved for a lucky few. It's available to anyone willing to put in the work, embrace the struggle, and commit to lifelong learning. The journey never truly ends, but that's exactly what makes it so rewarding. Chapter 6, Purpose. More than money, more than status, more than any external reward, people crave meaning. Purpose is the fuel that keeps us going, the invisible force that makes hard work feel worthwhile, and challenges feel like opportunities. This chapter uncovers why the most driven individuals and successful organizations don't just chase profits or promotions. They chase something bigger than themselves. When people feel their work contributes to something meaningful, motivation soars. They're more engaged, more persistent, and more willing to push past obstacles. That's why companies with a strong sense of mission often outperform their competitors. It's also why individuals who align their careers with their deeper values tend to be more fulfilled and productive. There are 3 critical elements that make purpose a driving force. 1, goals that make an impact. When people believe their efforts improve lives, whether it's helping customers, solving problems, or creating something valuable, they bring more passion to their work. It's not just about completing tasks, it's about making a difference. 2 words that reinforce meaning. The language we use can shape motivation. Leaders who communicate a strong vision, who remind people why their work matters, create teams that are more engaged and committed. Even simple shifts, like framing a job as helping people rather than selling a product, can make a massive difference in how motivated someone feels. 3, a culture that supports a higher purpose. Purpose thrives in environments where people are encouraged to think beyond personal gain. Businesses that prioritize ethical practices, social responsibility, and long-term impact inspire deeper loyalty and stronger performance. When people lack purpose, work becomes a grind, just a series of tasks to complete. But when they see the bigger picture, when they know their contributions matter, they bring energy, creativity, and dedication that no external reward can match. True motivation doesn't come from chasing success alone. It comes from the deep desire to leave something meaningful behind. Chapter 7, Type 1 for Individuals, 9 Strategies for Awakening Your Motivation. What if you could unlock your deepest motivation without relying on external rewards? Chapter 7 reveals how you, as an individual, can ignite and sustain your own drive by embracing the principles of Type 1 behavior, a mindset centered around intrinsic motivation, where the joy of doing something is its own reward. It's about tapping into what truly excites and inspires you. Here are 9 strategies to awaken that inner drive and fuel your pursuit of mastery and purpose. 1. Find your purpose. Align your work with something bigger than just earning a paycheck. When your actions connect to a meaningful cause, motivation becomes effortless. Reflect on what you want to contribute to the world and let that purpose steer your decisions. 2. Take ownership of your tasks. Autonomy is essential. Choose tasks or projects that allow you to have a say in the process. When you control how and when you work, motivation thrives. Start small. Take charge of one aspect of your daily routine and notice how it transforms your sense of involvement. 3. Engage in deliberate practice. Mastery isn't about natural talent. It's about commitment to continuous improvement. Set aside time for focused practice where you challenge yourself to improve specific skills. Progress, not perfection, becomes the true reward. 4. Cultivate a growth mindset. Believe that your abilities can improve with effort. Embrace challenges, learn from mistakes, and push yourself beyond comfort zones. A growth mindset turns setbacks into opportunities for growth, making motivation self-sustaining. 5. Seek work that energizes you. Pursue tasks that make you feel energized and excited, even if they're difficult. Intrinsic motivation arises when we're engaged in activities that align with our interests. Follow what sparks your passion, not just what pays the bills. 6. Make the work itself the reward. Shift your focus from external outcomes to the satisfaction of the task itself. Whether it's the flow of creativity, the thrill of solving a problem, or the joy of learning something new, find contentment in the process, not just the end result. 7. Don't be afraid of failure. See failure as a stepping stone, not a setback. It's a necessary part of growth. When you stop fearing failure and start embracing it as a lesson, your motivation becomes unstoppable. 8. Tap into your curiosity. Nurture your natural curiosity. Ask questions, dig deeper, and stay open to new experiences. Curiosity fuels learning and drives you to explore ideas, practices, and opportunities that will enrich your journey. 9. Surround yourself with a supportive community. Being part of a like-minded group, whether it's a team at work or a group of passionate individuals, boosts motivation. They hold you accountable, inspire you, and challenge you to be better. Find your tribe, people who support your growth and share your drive. By embracing these strategies, you can transition from relying on extrinsic rewards to becoming a Type 1 individual who thrives on intrinsic motivation. It's not about getting more or doing less, it's about doing what truly matters. The power to ignite lasting motivation lies within you. Chapter 8, Type 1 for Organizations. 13 ways to improve your company, office, or group. Motivation isn't just an individual pursuit, it's the driving force behind successful organizations. In Chapter 8, we're given a roadmap to cultivate a work environment that sparks the best in people. When a company fosters intrinsic motivation, its employees are more engaged, creative, and productive. This chapter lays out 13 practical strategies to help transform your workplace into one that thrives on passion, autonomy, and purpose. 1. Let people take ownership. When employees feel they have control over their work, they're more invested. Give teams the freedom to choose how they complete projects and watch their motivation skyrocket. Ownership breeds responsibility and innovation. 2. Hire for passion, not just skills. People who are passionate about their work bring energy and creativity. Look for candidates who are not only qualified but excited by the mission of the company. Passion can't be taught, and when it's present, it drives extraordinary performance. 3. Provide autonomy in job design. Allow employees to have a say in how their roles are structured. Autonomy boosts job satisfaction and inspires employees to bring their best selves to the table. Design roles with flexibility to enable people to shape their work and tap into their strengths. 4. Encourage mastery. Promote a culture of continuous learning. Offer opportunities for professional growth and skill development. When employees feel they're improving, they stay motivated and engaged, pushing themselves to reach new heights. 5. Foster a purpose-driven culture. Make sure everyone knows the company's mission and how their work contributes to a bigger goal. A strong sense of purpose inspires people to go above and beyond because they see the impact of their efforts. 6. Redesign rewards and incentives. Shift from traditional carrot and stick methods to reward systems that support intrinsic motivation. Recognize efforts that align with the company's core values rather than just meeting quotas. Celebrate progress, not just results. 7. Create a transparent environment. Openness fosters trust and collaboration. When employees understand the direction of the company, their role in it, and how their work aligns with the vision, they feel more connected and driven. 8. Foster teamwork. Encourage collaboration and build teams around shared goals. People perform better when they feel part of something bigger than themselves, so create an environment where collective effort is valued. 9. Allow time for personal projects. Like Google's famous 20% time, give employees the opportunity to work on projects they're passionate about. These side projects often lead to innovation and give employees a sense of fulfillment beyond their regular duties. 10. Support well-being. Motivation is closely tied to an employee's well-being. Promote work-life balance, offer mental health resources, and encourage a healthy workplace culture. When people feel taken care of, they perform better. 11. Encourage risk-taking. Create a culture where taking risks is celebrated, not penalized. Innovation happens when people feel safe to experiment and learn from failures, so support bold ideas and unconventional thinking. 12. Give regular feedback. Timely and constructive feedback keeps employees on track and motivated. Focus on growth and development, not just mistakes, and make feedback a regular part of the work experience. 13. Lead with vision, not control. Leaders who inspire by communicating a clear, compelling vision empower their teams. Leadership should be about guiding, not micromanaging. When people see the bigger picture, they're more likely to align their efforts and take initiative. By implementing these strategies, organizations can create an environment that nurtures intrinsic motivation, sparking creativity, collaboration, and sustained performance. Motivation doesn't have to come from the top down. It can be built from the ground up when organizations prioritize autonomy, mastery, and purpose. When done right, motivation becomes a shared, contagious force that drives success at every level. Chapter 9. The Zen of Compensation. Paying people the Type Ein way. Compensation has always been a cornerstone of the traditional workplace, but it can often miss the mark when it comes to motivating people. Chapter 9 takes us through a revolutionary way to think about how we pay people, one that aligns with intrinsic motivation rather than relying on mere financial incentives. It challenges the notion that more money equals more motivation, showing that a balanced, thoughtful approach to compensation is key to fostering a thriving, high-performing culture. First, it's essential to recognize that while money is important, it's not a long-term motivator. Research shows that beyond a certain point, once basic needs are met, financial rewards lose their power to drive performance. In fact, offering too much emphasis on monetary rewards can backfire, leading to a decrease in creativity and passion. When people are paid just enough to remove financial stress, their motivation shifts from external to intrinsic factors like purpose, mastery, and autonomy. The chapter introduces a concept called the Zen of Compensation, which focuses on fairness, clarity, and simplicity. By offering fair, transparent pay structures that match the value employees bring to the table, organizations can foster trust and satisfaction. When employees feel their compensation is aligned with their contributions and the company's values, they are more likely to engage fully in their work. Paying people in the Type 1 way also means decoupling financial rewards from performance targets. In contrast to the carrot and stick model, organizations can offer consistent base compensation while encouraging personal growth and creative achievement. This model focuses on intrinsic incentives like recognition, opportunity for advancement, and alignment with a larger purpose. Another key component of this new approach is fostering a culture of intrinsic reward. By providing employees with the tools and freedom they need to grow, innovate, and engage in meaningful work, organizations can create an environment where motivation is naturally sustained. Monetary rewards can still exist, but they should complement a broader strategy that nurtures people's internal drives. Ultimately, the Zen of Compensation is about creating harmony between pay and purpose. By paying fairly and focusing on intrinsic motivators, organizations can cultivate a workforce that is not just satisfied with their compensation, but deeply invested in the work they do. This approach leads to a more engaged, innovative, and productive workforce, where compensation serves as just one piece of a much larger, more fulfilling puzzle. Chapter 10. The Zen of Compensation Reconsidered. Are salespeople different? In Chapter 10, the focus shifts to a group of employees often treated differently when it comes to compensation: salespeople. Traditionally, sales teams are incentivized through commission-based pay with a heavy emphasis on external rewards. But does this model align with the principles of intrinsic motivation that drive optimal performance? This chapter tackles the question head-on, challenging the assumption that salespeople are inherently different from other employees when it comes to motivation. Salespeople often work in environments where results are directly tied to monetary incentives. The logic is simple: the more sales they make, the more they earn. But does this formula always lead to the best results? Research suggests otherwise. When compensation is overly tied to commissions, it can encourage short-term thinking, unhealthy competition, and even unethical behavior. Salespeople may chase quick wins, focusing on quantity rather than quality, and lose sight of building long-term, meaningful relationships with customers. The chapter offers a compelling argument for reconsidering the traditional commission-based approach. It suggests that sales teams, like other employees, can benefit from a compensation strategy that integrates intrinsic motivation, autonomy, mastery, and purpose, alongside external rewards. Rather than using commissions as the sole motivator, organizations should find ways to connect sales goals to a greater sense of purpose, encouraging salespeople to focus on the value they provide to customers rather than just the immediate financial gain. A key strategy is to set up compensation systems that recognize both individual achievements and team-based successes. Salespeople should be encouraged to collaborate, not compete, creating a culture of mutual support where the whole team's success is celebrated. This approach can lead to more sustainable and ethical growth, as it fosters long-term relationships and a deeper sense of fulfillment in the work being done. Ultimately, the chapter emphasizes that while salespeople are often seen as unique, they too thrive in environments where motivation is driven by more than just money. By integrating the Zen of compensation into sales strategies, balancing external rewards with intrinsic motivators, organizations can unlock higher levels of creativity, ethical decision-making, and lasting success for both sales teams and the company as a whole. Chapter 11, Type 1 for Parents and Educators, 10 Ideas for Helping Our Kids. In Chapter 11, the focus turns to perhaps one of the most important areas of influence: our children. Parents and educators shape the next generation, and this chapter offers 10 powerful ideas for fostering intrinsic motivation in kids, ideas that can help them grow into independent, passionate, and purpose-driven individuals. First, it all starts with autonomy. Children, like adults, thrive when they have control over their choices. Encouraging kids to make decisions about their learning or activities, whether it's selecting a book to read or pursuing a project they are interested in, gives them a sense of ownership. This autonomy nurtures self-confidence and the desire to engage deeply in their pursuits. Next, the chapter emphasizes the importance of mastery. Kids are naturally curious and driven to learn, but too often, traditional education systems push for conformity rather than personal growth. It's vital to create an environment where children can explore their interests at their own pace. Parents and educators should celebrate progress and improvement rather than just the final outcome. Encouraging effort and persistence rather than only rewarding success helps kids develop resilience and a love for learning. The third principle is purpose. When children understand the why behind what they're doing, their motivation is sparked. Teaching them how their actions contribute to something larger, whether it's helping others or achieving a personal goal, helps them connect to their inner drive. It's not enough to simply give instructions. It's crucial to connect tasks to a sense of meaning that resonates with the child. The chapter also offers practical strategies for parents and educators. For example, provide praise that focuses on effort rather than innate ability. Compliments that highlight hard work, perseverance, and creativity encourage children to keep improving rather than just resting on their laurels. Additionally, create a supportive environment that allows kids to experiment, fail, and learn from mistakes. When failure is viewed as a learning experience rather than a setback, children become more willing to take risks and develop a growth mindset. The chapter also stresses the importance of reducing excessive rewards. Instead of relying on external rewards like stickers or grades to motivate, give children the freedom to pursue their passions. When rewards are intrinsic, the joy of learning itself becomes the reward. By following these 10 ideas, parents and educators can help children tap into their own internal motivation. When kids are encouraged to develop autonomy, mastery, and purpose, they grow into individuals who are self-motivated and capable of tackling challenges with passion and perseverance. These foundational principles lay the groundwork for a future where learning is not a chore, but an exciting and fulfilling journey. Chapter 12, the Type 1 Reading List, 15 Essential Books. In Chapter 12, a curated list of 15 must-read books is offered as a treasure trove for those who seek to understand and cultivate intrinsic motivation in their own lives or the lives of others. These books cover a range of topics, from creativity to leadership, offering valuable insights that complement the principles discussed in previous chapters. It's a collection that reflects the core philosophy of autonomy, mastery, and purpose, encouraging readers to expand their minds and dive deeper into the art of motivating oneself and others. One book on the list, Flow, by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, introduces the concept of being fully immersed in an activity where time seems to disappear and the work feels almost effortless. This state of flow is a prime example of intrinsic motivation at its finest, where the process of doing something becomes its own reward. Another standout is The Art of Possibility by Rosamund Stone Zander and Benjamin Zander. This book pushes readers to embrace a mindset of possibility rather than limitation. By shifting focus from constraints to opportunities, it encourages people to break free from old ways of thinking and take on challenges with passion and purpose. Then there's Drive, the book itself, which opens the door to understanding why traditional incentives often fall short in motivating people. It presents an alternate model that aligns more closely with human nature, one that emphasizes intrinsic rewards over external pressures. The list also includes works like The Element by Ken Robinson, which delves into finding one's true passion, and The Talent Code by Daniel Coyle, which uncovers the secrets behind talent development. These books equip readers with a comprehensive toolkit for fostering motivation, creativity, and skill building in both personal and professional environments. The beauty of these books lies in their ability to challenge conventional wisdom. They encourage you to question the methods that have long been thought to be the cornerstones of success: money, grades, and traditional rewards. And instead, they propose a radical shift toward cultivating a deeper, more sustainable kind of motivation. These books offer a roadmap for those who want to lead with purpose, inspire creativity, and foster environments where people can thrive. By the end of this chapter, you'll be left with a sense of empowerment, armed with a reading list that not only inspires but equips you to put these concepts into action. Whether you're a parent, educator, manager, or simply someone looking to motivate yourself or others, this list is your guide to becoming a more engaged and purposeful individual. Chapter 13. Listen to the Gurus, 7 Business Thinkers Who Get It. In Chapter 13, we're introduced to 7 influential business thinkers whose ideas have revolutionized the way we think about motivation, leadership, and performance in the workplace. These visionaries have embraced the concepts of intrinsic motivation, autonomy, mastery, and purpose, and have shown how these elements are crucial to creating organizations where people are not only more productive, but also more fulfilled. First, we meet Gary Hamel, a thought leader who champions the idea that organizations must constantly evolve and embrace innovation. He stresses that true success isn't about maintaining the status quo, but about encouraging a culture where creativity thrives and employees feel empowered to make decisions and experiment. Then there's Dan Pink, whose groundbreaking ideas we've already explored in the book, but his thinking is also endorsed by the likes of Ed Schein, an expert in organizational culture. Schein emphasizes the importance of creating a culture that prioritizes learning, development, and intrinsic rewards. According to him, it's vital that companies understand the need to shift from control-based management systems to those that encourage collaboration and autonomy. We also hear from Tom Peters, who advocates for leadership that focuses on people, not profits. His view is that successful organizations are those that nurture talent, value their employees, and place trust in them to drive the company's vision. This approach, according to Peters, fosters loyalty and results in a workplace that feels like a community, not just a corporate machine. Another standout is Jim Collins, who revolutionized the way we look at organizational success with his research on good to great companies. Collins argues that organizations thrive not just on the ability to make profits, but by putting the right people in the right roles and giving them the space to master their craft. His work champions the idea of a purpose-driven organization, where employees align with a vision larger than themselves. Additionally, Rosabeth Moss-Kanter reminds us that change isn't just about strategies. It's about creating an environment where employees feel supported and valued. She advocates for businesses to give employees a sense of autonomy, allowing them to take ownership of their work while remaining deeply connected to the organization's mission. By listening to these thinkers, we gain insights into how businesses can thrive in the modern age by fostering environments rooted in intrinsic motivation. These leaders understand that when you give people the freedom to grow, the tools to excel, and a sense of purpose to guide them, you unlock their true potential. Through their work, they offer a compelling roadmap for organizations that want to build lasting success based on trust, creativity, and fulfillment. Chapter 14, The Type 1 Fitness Plan, 4 Tips for Getting and Staying Motivated to Exercise. In Chapter 14, the spotlight is on one of the most challenging aspects of daily life, staying motivated to exercise. It's no secret that exercise is essential for our physical and mental well-being, yet it's often a struggle to find the motivation to keep up with it. Here, the chapter introduces 4 powerful tips to help you shift your approach to fitness and get and stay motivated through intrinsic rather than external rewards. The first tip emphasizes autonomy. When it comes to exercise, the key is to choose activities that you genuinely enjoy. Whether it's dancing, swimming, cycling, or hiking, finding a form of movement that excites you gives you the freedom to exercise on your own terms. The more you enjoy what you're doing, the less it feels like a task, and the more it becomes a choice driven by the intrinsic reward of having fun and feeling good. Next, mastery plays a critical role. When you focus on improving your skills and seeing progress, whether it's running faster, lifting heavier, or mastering a yoga pose, the feeling of getting better is incredibly motivating. It's not about perfection. It's about the journey of improvement. This sense of mastery fuels the desire to keep going, knowing that each workout brings you closer to your goals. Tracking small milestones makes the process tangible and satisfying, keeping you hooked on the thrill of personal growth. Third, the chapter stresses the importance of purpose. To truly engage with exercise, it needs to align with your broader values and life goals. When you understand how physical activity enhances your overall well-being, boosting mood, strengthening the body, or improving mental clarity, it becomes more than just a routine. Exercise takes on meaning when you see it as a tool to live a healthier, happier life, and that sense of purpose makes it easier to commit to long-term. Lastly, the chapter suggests that social connections can fuel motivation. Joining a fitness community, whether online or in person, can offer both accountability and camaraderie. Whether it's a workout buddy or a supportive online group, the shared experience of pursuing fitness goals can provide encouragement, challenge, and joy. When exercise is part of a group dynamic, it turns into something you look forward to, not something you dread. By applying these 4 principles, autonomy, mastery, purpose, and social connection, you can transform your approach to fitness. The key is shifting from external rewards like weight loss or praise to intrinsic motivations, which will keep you engaged and excited about exercise day after day. Final chapter, Drive the Recap. As we reach the final chapter, the journey comes full circle, revisiting the key ideas that have transformed our understanding of motivation. This chapter distills the essence of everything discussed earlier and offers a clear, compelling roadmap for applying these insights to our lives, work, and society at large. The chapter opens by revisiting the fundamental shift from the traditional carrot and stick approach to motivation to a new, more effective model grounded in autonomy, mastery, and purpose. These three intrinsic elements, autonomy in how we work, mastery in what we do, and a sense of purpose in why we do it, are the pillars of motivation that drive us to perform at our best. Here, Pink ties together the various stories and examples shared throughout the book, showing how organizations and individuals who embrace these principles experience far greater creativity, engagement, and satisfaction. The final chapter emphasizes that this isn't just about business or employees. It's about a larger cultural shift. The world needs more leaders, educators, and parents who understand that when people are given the freedom to direct their own lives, improve their skills, and feel connected to something meaningful, they don't just work harder. They work smarter and more passionately. Pink urges readers to recognize that motivation is not a one-size-fits-all model. It requires an understanding of what truly drives each person. By this point, the reader understands that while traditional incentives may work in the short term, they fail to tap into the deeper, more sustainable sources of motivation that truly lead to high performance. The power of autonomy, mastery, and purpose is not just a theoretical idea. It is practical, actionable, and essential for the future. This final chapter offers a call to action to implement these principles, not just in the workplace, but in all aspects of life, to unlock the full potential of individuals and organizations. In closing, this last chapter reinforces the idea that real change begins when we stop relying on external rewards and start focusing on fostering intrinsic motivation in ourselves and others. With the tools and insights gathered here, we are equipped to inspire a new era of productivity, creativity, and fulfillment. It's a powerful reminder that true motivation comes from within. Before you go, if this exploration of what truly drives us resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe to the Book Lounge, and let's keep the conversation going. Drop a comment below sharing your thoughts or how these ideas might change the way you approach motivation. Don't forget, there's a whole library of insights waiting for you here. So stay tuned and let's uncover more transformative ideas together. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next chapter.